Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tabitha. Thank you so much for being here and Happy New Year. Hopefully it's not too late for me to say that. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a little walkthrough, a little tour of my digital book journal and the features and what I've been doing with it so far. And it is currently available in my Etsy shop and I will leave it linked down below. So the book journal comes with a welcome guide that I created. These are basic instructions on how to get it set up and other helpful tips that you may need to get started with the book journal. So if you're not used to digital journals or digital planners, don't worry, I got you covered. The welcome guide is here to help. So I'm going to be showing you how I use my book journal in the Goodnotes app. Of course, there are numerous note-taking apps out there, but I prefer to use Goodnotes. These are your 6 cover options for the book journal that I designed myself. The very first page of the book journal looks like this. It just gives you a space to write your name and the day that you started the book journal. When you swipe to the next page, you'll be at the index where you can access all the main pages, including the note paper templates and the notebook section. At the bottom of the index page, I decided to put my rating system. The rating system sticker is just one sticker out of almost 90 that comes with the book journal. Another way to access the main pages through the book journal is by tapping on the tabs along the side. And now on to the main event. At least for me, I think that the library section is literally the star of the show. There is space for 120 book reviews. And you can just see the difference between a blank library versus one that is filled with book covers and stickers. What you're seeing are books that I've read within the last 2 years. I didn't want to go back too much further than that because I just wanted plenty of space for right now and my future books. As you can see, I really enjoy utilizing the stickers. Of course, you can just fill in the stars if you want to, just by drawing them in. But I like using the stickers that I created because I just like to see them being put to use. Having space to actually write book reviews is so helpful because my old system was pretty much just putting my rating on a sticky note that would stick inside the book and likely not pick up again. So I've just been taking my time adding in my book reviews. Sometimes it's hard because some of these books I read 2 years ago, so I don't really remember what my actual review is about, and my sticky notes don't give me any hints, but I am not giving up. I will eventually add in as many book reviews as I can for the books I've already read. So when I'm ready to add in a new book to my library, I turn my iPad into split view. And if your iPad isn't able to do a split view, it's perfectly okay. I will show you still how you can add in a picture of the book cover. So I type in the name of the book on Google, and then I just try to find the most high quality picture of the book cover. As you can see, this is not the same book cover as my physical copy, but it is absolutely okay with me. So like I said, if your iPad can't do split view, then simply save a picture of the book cover to your camera roll, or you can screenshot it. But if you can do split view, then I would recommend simply dragging and dropping a picture of the book cover into your book journal. After you drag and drop the book cover or add it from your camera roll, then all you have to do is resize the picture to your liking. And then after that, I just fill in the book title and the author. And since I haven't read Book Lovers yet, I'm planning on reading it in February. I'm just making a sticker that says February Hopeful. I've been trying to find ways to utilize the text tool a lot more in Goodnotes, and that's just what I'm doing here. I'm going to change the font to Times New Roman and italicize it and just fix it up how I want to. Now I'm just grabbing the highlighter tool and I'm going to basically draw inside of the sticker so I can change it to the color that I want. Now that that's done, I'm going to use the lasso tool to copy the book cover. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you would know this trick on how to open a hyperlink without having to turn on reading mode. And now I'm just pasting the book cover picture and I'm resizing it in the actual book review page. Now at the top of every book review, there's some information to fill out, like the title, the author, the genre, how many pages, whether or not it's a part of a series, the format. 95% of the time, the books I'm reading are paperback. I've started taking the words at the top of my book reviews and matching it to a color in the book cover, and I just feel like it makes it more fun, I guess. And then when it comes to a book summary, I honestly just look for one online, and I just copy and paste the text into my book journal, and then I make adjustments so that it fits in the lines properly. And after I've read Book Lovers, then I'll add in my book review, who I would recommend this book to, my main takeaways, any additional notes, and my rating. And you can repeat this process all throughout the library. And it's pretty much the same process in the series library. You just insert a picture of the first book of the series, write down the series title, the author, and then you can go into the series review page and do the same thing that we did with Book Lovers. I can admit that I'm not really a series person. I prefer a one and done type of book. But if there is a series that you just absolutely love and you would always recommend, let me know what it is in the comments and I'll add it to my book recs, which you will see that page later on in the video. Moving on to the currently reading page, I am currently rereading The Alice 6 by Olivia Blake, and I'm also kind of reading Atomic Habits. I need to get back into it because it's been an on and off thing since August. This page is really just for keeping yourself up to date with what you're reading. There is a Notion version of the book journal called the Notion Book Hub, which is also available on my Etsy shop. I go back and forth between the book journal and the book hub for different reasons. Something I love about the Notion Book Hub is that I can see the exact percentage of how much of the book I've read. And then I just come back to the book journal and I update my progress bar. Normally I don't have to redraw it, but for some reason I had to this time. And if you happen to be reading more than 3 books at a time, first of all, kudos to you. And second of all, you can duplicate this page to keep up with all your current reads. Next, we have the reading log. This can be duplicated as many times as you need it as well. I use the Notion Book Hub for my reading logs because I like to get into a lot of detail about what I read during my reading sessions. And now we're at the book list section. There are 6 book lists that you can access them either directly from the index or by going to the book list tab and swiping to the page that you want to access. You have your TBR list, your favorite books that you didn't finish, your never-ending book wish list because you can never have too many books. There is a book recommendations list, which by the way, if you leave me a book rec, I will add it into my book journal. And if you're someone that likes to keep up with book releases, then this is the page for you. As I said before, each of these pages can be duplicated for as many times as you want. Okay, now we're at the challenges page. So my thought process behind creating this page was that I didn't want anyone to be tied down to the typical A through Z 52 books in 52 weeks challenge. I just feel like there are so many unique challenges, especially now that I am more invested in Bookstagram and Book Talk and BookTube. And I'm literally creating my own challenge right now called January Big 3. Which is I read 3 books in the month of January. Will I actually accomplish this? We'll find out. We will find out. It's January 13th as I'm recording this, and I haven't finished my first book yet, so we'll see. So the challenge page is primarily blank, and that's great for it being duplicated as many times as you need it and creating new and unique challenges that are more tailored to your reading goals. And now we are at the monthly and yearly overview section. In this section, you can keep track of your reading goals for each month, the books that you really want to read. You have your daily reading tracker, a key if you want to color code, and then just a wrap-up section at the bottom, basically giving you space for all the books that you read during that month. I love checking back in on a daily basis to update my reading tracker and also being able to plan out the books I want to read a month ahead of time. As you can see, I've already planned out my books for the month of February, and I'm very excited to read those books. But first, I need to finish my January books. And then for your yearly overview, this is kind of just like your end of the year stats. You can check back in each month to update what your favorite book was from that month. You can set the number of books that you want to read, how many books you actually read, and how many books do you want to read next year. And the last main section is the notes section. There are 4 notepaper templates and 8 notebook section. I'm using one of my notebook sections for a monthly book board, kind of like a vision board, but for books. It's hard to tell, but these are your notepaper options. There's blank, grid, dotted, and lined. And let's say you want more space to take notes on a book. All you have to do is choose your notepaper template, copy the page, go to wherever in the book journal that you want to paste it, and then paste the page. This process will vary from note-taking apps, but this is how you do it in Goodnotes. And last, we have the templates. I created these extra templates because I love to analyze characters and I just wanted more space to do that for my books. It really challenges me to pay attention to the people that I'm reading about and to be able to break them down and just really understand how these characters move the plot forward. There's also a historical figure notes page. I used to read a lot of nonfiction books, felt that this will be very helpful if you're more into nonfiction and you need to take notes on whoever you're reading about. And if you don't want to analyze characters, but you do want to put a face to the name, there is the characters overview, which I've been doing this for the Atlas 6, and it is so much fun. And it makes me so much more engaged when I'm reading because now I can actually visualize these people and how they sound and how they look and how they're living out these scenes. And obviously I don't have them all filled in, but with time, I'm sure I will. And there's also an overview for historical figures. And now onto our very last page in the book journal, which is the quotes page. This can be duplicated as many times as you want to, just about everything else in this book journal. So you can either use this as a place to keep all of your quotes, or if you prefer to just do it by the book, you can copy and paste this page behind any book review that you want to, just as I showed with the note papers. And that brings us to the end of the book journal video. I hope this video was helpful and you got some creative ideas for your book journal if you happen to get one. As I said earlier, if you have a book recommendation, book that you absolutely love, everyone needs to read this book, leave it down below in the comments and I will add it to my book journal. And also be on the lookout for the Notion Book Hub video, which should be coming out before the end of this month. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy reading, Happy New Year, and to all a good night. See you in my next video.